One, we're here today to make the eulogy of Ytzjak ben Rina, and I'll tell you the truth, this is the first time I knew his Hebrew name. I knew him by how everybody else knew him, Irwin Shaab. Irwin, that was it. Now, Irwin, to me, was a friend, travel partner, confidant, and fundraiser. All these things were meaningful to him and to me. I know Irwin for over 40 years, but the last 15 years, we became really, really close. And we really became real, true friends. The Rambam writes in the book, the introduction of the Mishnah, the Rambam writes that the main job of a person is to get close to God. And one of the main things of getting close to God is having a friend. A friend who you can tell anything to and who never is judgmental to you, who is there for you and you're there for him. That was Irwin to me. Irwin was a real, real friend. We could discuss anything about my life, about his life, and not be ashamed or embarrassed that he's going to tell anybody or that I'm going to tell anybody, because he was part of me and I was part of him. And the one thing we have to get closer to God is we have friendship. He was a real friend. He knew all my problems, I know all his problems, and we worked it out together. Then, travel partner. Irwin and me, we made a few trips from Miami to New York and New York to Miami to visit my over 10 rabbis outside of New York and outside of Miami. Along the way, we went to Philadelphia. We went from there to Maryland, Virginia Beach, Atlanta, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, Orlando, Panama City Beach, to see the communities where my rabbis were doing it. And along the way, I was together with Irwin, and he was a representative of what we are doing in the world. I would tell everybody, but they say, Rabbi only says what. But Irwin, being a regular person, they would believe him more than they would believe me. Don't worry, and I understand why. He never had problems with people. He was always upfront, said whatever he wanted, and he would always give an honest answer. And you knew that he was giving an honest answer. A confidant. When we spoke everything personal, we had no worry that I'm going to give it over to somebody. He had no worries that I'm going to give over his secrets or I'll give over my secrets. Because we were friends. We only wanted to help one another. Travel partner, going up and down from Miami to Miami to New York and New York to Miami. Let me just tell you. Yeah, we went for the yeshiva, but he went the extra mile. And I mean it literally, driving extra miles. Because one time when we traveled to see my students who were rabbis in Myrtle Beach and Savannah in Ocean City, in all these places. So it was in the year of my mother, and I needed a minyan. I told him, he says, Rabbi, don't worry. And I'm going to find out, and this was before we had Waze. Waze wasn't so perfected at that time. I'm going to find out where there's a shul along the way, and you will not miss one minyan. So for the 3 days that we traveled, I did not miss a minyan. And he would drive 50 miles out of the way to find a minyan. And he would find it, and then we would go there. The rabbi was happy, we were happy, and everything came out fantastic. The rabbis that never see anybody, we would come in, we would sit with them for a few hours, eat with them, spend time with their families, spend time doing with them, which they felt so valuable. Then we came down to Miami, or we came back to New York, and we dropped Irwin off. And there were days we would talk, build, enjoy. These trips were one of the highlights of my life. Not just a highlight of my life, because I got to help my rabbis. I got to buy a friend, even though he paid for everything, but I gave him a free ride. He was always there. When we stopped at night to rest, we would talk for hours on end, and he was there. He was on the ball. And then every summer, Irwin would be my driver for 3 days. We would go to Edison, to all the places in New Jersey where I hardly could get to, because one was here and one was there, and I didn't know how to get to this one and that one, and Irwin knew where everybody was. He did his homework before we went, and then we went. And I just have to tell you, when you deal with a friendly, honest, sincere person, my fundraising over there doubled. In those 3 days, what I would do in a different time without Irwin, my fundraising doubled. I don't know what it was. What it was with the people, why they loved him. What is it, his charm, his southern accent, his sincerity? Because when he came, if I ever came without him, they said, where's your sidekick, Irwin? Where's Irwin? They loved him. It's hard to find people that didn't like Irwin all the way. And he was there, cordial all the time. His sincerity beat everybody. Because if it was right, he would say it. If it was wrong, he would say it. He never tried to please people. He tried to please God. And in that, he was a great success. We've been friends for all 40 years, with all the ups and downs of life. When he was sick, when I was sick, when he was down and I was down, we were always there to pick the other one up. Irwin, one time, when he was in the hospital and he almost passed away, and for some miracle, he saw God come and tell him, come back home. So then when Irwin would go with people to rabbis, and he would tell rabbis to bless them, I would tell Irwin, you bless the rabbis, because you saw the hand of God, and they didn't. Irwin was a special person that had a tremendous effect on who I am, Sammy Kassin, and I'll never forget him. Sheyeh Nishmato Torah B'Torah Hayim, and the Shaab family, they should feel confident to know that their father was loved by everybody. The Cabasso family, their uncle, all the families that are related. May God let Irwin look down upon us, smile on us, and take us into a better future. Amen.
Amen.